Good morning. Now I'm going to sit down. Hi. Welcome to My Left Ear. This is Carrie Freeman. Some of you know me, maybe some of you don't, and discovered me. It's Tuesday, January 19th, the day before the inauguration of Joe Biden. This time tomorrow, he will be our president. Kamala Harris will be our vice president. And all of that is going to happen safely. That's the first thing I want to say today. Now, this is a very short video today. I'm on my way to the doctor, but I wanted to put something up the day before the inauguration because tomorrow morning will be a little too early, and I just want to watch. So I am Carrie Freeman, the writer, producer, director of My Left Ear, and it's called My Left Ear, as many know, because I get information through my left ear. That's how I receive information. And this is always for entertainment purposes only. It just is because it needs to be. And what do? I do psychic coaching for people. I do therapeutic hypnosis and help people with all kinds of issues and problems. And I fold in my psychic experience into those hypnotherapy sessions as well. And I also, because I have a creative background, I coach writers and performers and people who need to make speeches. This is a specialty. Thank you for your subscriptions. I'm wanting to move it up. So if you haven't, please subscribe. My email is carriesleftear@gmail.com. Okay, here we begin. And like I said, this is just a short check-in this morning. I just wanted to connect with everybody because it's such a special week and tomorrow is such a special day. And we all deserve a little joy. It's time for joy, right? So I wanted to say something about Trump's exit from the White House early tomorrow morning on Air Force One. Nobody really knew how this was going to happen. I never thought he would barricade himself and refuse to leave, and I didn't think he would leave the country straight away from the White House. So this is it, and he's looking for a photo op. He's looking for some video that glorifies him, and they're having the Pentagon said no to a 21-gun salute and a flyover and all that kind of thing. The Pentagon said no. So my left ear thinks he's going to pay a crowd to show up. He's going to do his best. He may pay for a red carpet. He may pay for some music, but it'll be him doing it. And we have heard that plenty of people are not attending Trump's arrival in Florida or his send-off. Instead, this is really interesting. Joe Biden invited a lot of Congress people, senators, and I don't know who exactly. I think Mitch McConnell is one of them, to go to church, attend church with him tomorrow morning. And believe it or not, Mitch McConnell is attending church with Joe Biden tomorrow morning. And nobody's really going to, maybe Kevin McCarthy, maybe some of the sycophants will say bye-bye, but a lot of people are going to church with Joe Biden tomorrow morning, which is sort of delightful. Need to say a few words about the despicable Lindsey Graham. Lindsey just came out yesterday, maybe this morning, and he said something like, Joe Biden is very weak. I was like, oh my God. On any given day, we do not know what side Lindsey is going to fall on. He is such a flip-flopper. But let me tell you what my left ear has shared with me. There is compromise on Lindsey Graham. I personally have an idea about it, but I'm not going to speak it. But there is compromise, and he is taking instructions from either Russia or Trump to say things. Because Trump has said that Biden is weak, but it's because of the compromise that Trump is able to control Lindsey Graham. So previous to Lindsey saying Joe Biden is weak, he had said, and it's on video, a lot of people have seen it, that Joe Biden is one of the greatest human beings he has met ever in his life. It's a stunning thing, this flip-flopping. But I'll tell you what, I worked 8 years at an alcohol and drug rehab facility. It was very intense. 8 years, 4 or 5 clients a day. I met a lot of interesting people. And this is a part of where my intuitive got fine-tuned, because you really have to be very intuitive when you're working with that community. And we feel that Lindsey Graham has a real problem with alcohol, okay? So some of what you're seeing is this alcoholic behavior. And that's all I'm gonna say. But there is someone has some photographs or video or something on Lindsey Graham, and we may or may not find out about it someday. But he is being controlled, and this Biden is weak feels like it came directly from Donald Trump. Now, I thought something days and days ago, and then I discovered a few people have come out and had the same thoughts. So I want you to know that. We need a cult. We need a commission on cult. And we need an eclectic group of people to address this cult and this programming that has happened. We need people who are professional deprogrammers on this commission, cult experts, authors who have written about the cult psychology mentality, psychologists, behavioral specialists, and even neurologists. And all these people have to meet and come up with a plan through their expertise. But there does need to be a leg of the government, of the Homeland Security, that is focused only on cults and what to do about this cult stuff that is growing. It's absolutely crucial. And I tuned into Tom Joseph last night, who I've mentioned. I really like his podcast. He's a Twitter friend. He said the same thing, exactly the same thing. Really weird about Tom's podcast is that we sort of agree on everything. And if I say something, I'll turn on Tom's podcast and he'll have said it or I've thought it. So I really like Tom Joseph's podcast. My left ear has been talking to me about racism. It's really reemerged. It got fueled by Trump, but it means that it was always there. It's always been there. We've never really conquered it. And I have a personal opinion, we do, that during the campaign, when Trump was saying things like, can you imagine something happens to Biden and Kamala Harris becomes your president? What a nightmare. And I think Kamala, being the first woman vice president and a woman of color and mixed race, activated some people, and Trump helped that. So she's up to it. She's completely up to it. But a woman of color has threatened a lot of these white men. Not all of them, but some of them. And I think it had to do with the election, and Trump getting a fair amount of votes. Now, I want to look at Pence for a moment. Need to say that I don't really like him or respect him, but I like a few things that he did last week. I like that he stuck to the Constitution. That was a very smart thing to do. Because he stuck to the Constitution, and because his life was threatened by hanging via a crazed mob, and we even saw gallows erected, it actually makes Mike Pence a more sympathetic character and a sympathetic candidate if he chooses to run in 2024, and for president, by the way, and I believe he will. It's really kind of sick, but the attempt, I don't know if it's an attempt, but the threat, because they didn't get close enough, but the threat to literally hang the vice president, which is even hard to say, it makes him a little more appealing. I know, it's crazy. So, also in the last week, well, Trump hasn't been doing his job at all since he lost. He's been watching TV and so on and so forth. So Pence has stepped in and tried to do the right thing, and he called Kamala Harris and said congratulations and blah, blah, blah. So got to give him credit for a couple of things. And he's going to show up tomorrow. But he will run in 2024. Probably Nikki Haley will try to run. She doesn't have a chance. Ivanka, no chance. I don't even think she has a chance to run for Senate or Congress in Florida. I think Trump has pretty much put weed killer on his family. And then lastly, or almost lastly, I want to just mention Lauren Boebert and QAnon Marjorie Taylor Greene. I do not believe these two congresswomen will last. Now, they may last for a while, but I think Lauren Boebert will be expelled. I think she's going to face charges. It's not happening fast, but all of this is happening. Just imagine the job that the FBI have right now to try to sort out and find all these people. So the government employees, lawmakers that are going to be proved helped and have been seditionists, they will be slowly and steadily dealt with and identified. They will. So that's all I've got for today. This is just an affectionate check-in, give you some of my thoughts. In between the videos, I keep a running outline on my computer. And when I get the hits, when I get like, oh, I want to talk about this, oh, information, it goes onto my outline. And sometimes I don't make a video unless the outline shows up, because I don't want to make arbitrary, meaningless videos. I want them to have some content for you. And here's the quote. There's one quote today. It's very simple. It's very short because I really did a long one with Lawrence Ferlinghetti. I won't do that to you again. I hope some of you liked it. Some of you did like it, by the way, because you wrote me. And all right, so here's the quote. And it's by Rainer Maria Rilke, who was a philosopher. And now let us welcome the new year, full of things that have never been. So sweet, right? And now let us welcome the new year, full of things that have never been. And we've never had Joe Biden as president. We've never had someone step into a position where they're called upon to actually heal. And so Joe is the man to do that. I'm convinced of that. My left ear has been convinced of that. He is the guy for this moment. I remember, I think it was Sex and the City. I think it was Sex and the City. It's like, he's not Mr. Right, but he's Mr. Right now. Well, I'm not exactly saying that about Joe. He's not Mr. Right, but he really is Mr. Right now. We needed that person who knew every inch of the White House. As I said to a friend this morning, Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden, they know where the cotton balls are in the White House. They know every inch of it. They know everything. He is ultra prepared, like nobody else could be, to step into this. And we will experience that light switch tomorrow. Now, where I'll be is on my sofa with a big box of Kleenex, because I expect to cry and cry and cry. My neighbor, who gets tested almost every day because he's a costumer on a show, is going to come over and we're going to have some coffee together. And I may make some corn pudding. That's the plan. So I'll be thinking of all of you. on this glorious day, and sending love and goodwill. Make peace, make memories, which we will do tomorrow, January 20th. All right, here we go again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.